Hi, my name is Brian Martin, and today we're going to be talking about a very interesting plant that is native to Hawaii and is found only on the island of Kauai. It is also an endangered species. There are very few populations of it left in the wild. And interestingly enough, this plant is a cliff dweller, meaning that it grows on rocks. So under those environmental conditions, it can take quite a bit of dry stress or drought stress. It also has ability to form a nice, thick, heavy trunk. As you can see, we have one here that can withstand wind and stress from the environment. The name of the plant is Brighamia insignis, and the common name that's been given to it is cabbage on a stick. The interesting thing about the plant is that it actually makes an excellent houseplant. Because of the environmental conditions it's grown under, which is drought stress, dryness, and grows under a varying degree of full sun to partial sun, it makes an excellent plant for indoor growing in that it can take the dry atmosphere, it can take periods of neglect in terms of watering and still come along quite well. And it also has a very appealing caudex. This trunk that forms on it creates this very thick stem to it. Here we have a young seedling. Now, as these are endangered species, all of these plants that we grow are grown off of seed from cultivated plants. So we're not going out into the wild areas and harvesting these. And it's actually good to promote the cultivation of this in ornamental settings so that we do have plants just in case the plant does go into extinction. In terms of its culture, it's actually quite a fast grower when you grow it under conditions of relatively good moisture and fertilizer. This plant here, from this size here to this here, is about 2 years old in a container. And you can see that we've grown it in a clay pot right here. It probably would be just as happy in a plastic pot, but we chose clay in terms of cultivating this plant. In terms of culture, we grow this warm in terms of maintaining it above 60 degrees. As I mentioned, it does like dryness, so it's dried down between waterings. The potting mix is a standard potting soil. Doesn't seem to be too fussy in terms of pH. And fertilizer is a balanced fertilizer. Now, as I mentioned, if you want to grow fast, as in a young plant like this, you want to keep fertilizer on it on a regular basis. That would be like once a week, a dilute solution of fertilizer given to it, which would be maybe every other watering or so. Or if you want to slow down the growth, obviously pull back on the feed or reduce the feed completely. In terms of insects, it does have a tendency to get spider mite. That's really the only insect that we've seen that's really been a problem with the plant. That would be a situation where it gets into a very dry environment and there's no balance there in terms of predators to eat your spider mites. Just need to keep an eye on it. If you put it outside for the summer, which you certainly would love, and you bring it back in, make sure you keep an eye on it or give it a preventive spraying with neem oil just as you bring it in, and it should control it. Other than that, it's pretty insect-free. We found that the root system on this plant is pretty vigorous. We can see the white roots here. We really haven't had too much trouble in terms of root disease in growing this. I think that if you put it under cold conditions, you probably would have issues, but if you keep it above 60, it's happy as can be. It does flower, has a bloom that for us appears in the summertime. In Hawaii, it's pretty much on and off all year long. And the flowers come out in long tubes. They start out white and they turn to yellow, quite pretty. And that flowering cycle goes on for us for a number of months during the summertime. So thank you for watching. There's a little bit of information on Brighamia insignis, or cabbage on a stick. For more information, you can go to our website at logis.com.